For the latest in strategic affairs, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Click the bell icon for updates.
Hello and welcome to The Gist on Strat News Global. I'm Surya Gangadharan, and this evening we are looking at Pakistan. I have with me Mr. Ramanathan Kumar, former Special Secretary R&AW. Sir, welcome. Glad to have you.
Thank you very much, Surya. It's always a pleasure to be with Strat News Global.
Great. In fact, we were discussing Pakistan less than a month ago, as you recall.
That's right.
And we're coming back to it. So clearly there's something that's going on there since... I'd like to refer to the reports about intensification of the military campaign in the Pashtun areas. Basically, I believe it's in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. Does this suggest that is this really a military thing, or is it something else?
Yes, that's a good place to begin. The expression that has been used by the National Security Committee of Pakistan, which is the highest decision-making body on the security front, which brings together the civilian and military leadership. The expression used is a comprehensive, all-out operation against terrorism. While that is the stated expression, the suspicion is that it is not entirely, this is not a decision that has been guided entirely by professional considerations. And there is perhaps a lot of politics behind this, which is to say that, the big issue that the Pakistani polity has been grappling with, the Pakistani establishment has been grappling with, as you are aware, is this issue of elections. And since we spoke a little less than a month ago, what has really happened is one of the major developments that have taken place is the manner in which the higher judiciary now has also been dragged into the mess. It was previously the government and the opposition, the military, and now the other pillar of the state, the judiciary, has also now been dragged in. And the judiciary had the Pakistani Supreme Court, headed by Justice Bandial, Chief Justice Bandial, had ruled that, by April, the middle of April, fresh elections should be held in Punjab province, where both in Punjab and Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, the assemblies had been dissolved some time ago. And clearly the government is in no mood to hold the elections. So the directions of the Supreme Court have really been defied, for want of a better expression. In fact, it's a very accurate description. The government has been, in a sense, defying the directions given by the court. And they have been trying to come up with various justifications for why the elections cannot be held. And what comes in handy here is the security situation in the tribal areas. Now, this is not to say that the security situation is not bad, that it is not disturbed. As you're aware that in January, there was a major terrorist incident in Peshawar. And since then, there has been a steady, steady drumbeat of terrorist incidents in the tribal areas. The ISI has lost a brigadier level officer in the last week of March in an attack in Angur Adda in South Waziristan. So certainly, the Pakistani military is far from coming to grips with the deteriorating security situation along the Afghanistan-Pakistan border. But I think the suspicion among most analysts is that the government has used this deteriorating security situation as an excuse, in a sense, or as a pretext for saying that, the situation is so bad that, because for the elections you need the security cover also. And they're clearly trying to say that the security establishment is so busy with tackling the situation along the Durand line that they can't afford to, be deployed on security duties for the election.
So let me just get to the Pakistani judiciary.
Yes.
You mentioned the Chief Justice, Bandial.
Yeah.
Is he his own man? Is he acting independently? Is he, or does his loyalties lie somewhere else?
So that again, Surya, is a very sort of interesting question, and I think the attitude or the manner in which Chief Justice Umar Atta Bandial and a couple of his colleagues in the court have been sort of functioning over the past few months, and also in the Lahore High Court, for instance, some of the judges, all this, in a sense, perhaps the partiality that they have displayed towards Imran Khan and the PTI, all this lends credence to the view that, the judiciary also is now completely split in its support for Imran Khan and for those who are sort of in favor of the government. So this sympathy for Imran Khan and the Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf, which has affected various parts of the state and the army also, now has seeped into the judiciary also.
So, the judiciary has been is a largely discredited institution in Pakistan. It's been used, abused, manipulated, no matter what. And are you telling me that even today the military is no longer able to intimidate the judges or get them to do what it wants?
Yes, I think that would be a very good way of summing up the situation. In the past, the judiciary has always, in a sense, played second fiddle to the military, and absolutely, and they have sort of cited this so-called doctrine of necessity to justify all the military takeovers. This time around, curiously enough, it's no secret that the army is sort of supporting the government of the day, whereas the Pakistani Supreme Court and a small number of judges headed by the Chief Justice, they are not really playing ball. And, they have been exempting Imran Khan from appearing before the court and generally adopting a softer line, which is in marked contrast to what they might have done earlier. And this is where I think this the Imran Khan phenomenon, he's clearly succeeded now in driving a wedge between the army and the judiciary also, which is really, in a sense, a new phenomenon.
I just want to go back to the TTP, the Tehreek-e-Taliban and the Pashtuns. The TTP is largely a Pashtun force. And does it have a resonance? Does the movement have a resonance within the Pashtun rank and file in the army? I mean, they all come from the same place. I'm sure they're same village, same language. We don't see signs of Pashtuns, wanting to, openly siding with the TTP or...
Yes, there is, other than the TTP, there is also the, don't forget, Surya, that there is also the civil society movement in the Pashtun areas, the Pashtun Tehfuz movement. And that is what is really, as much as the TTP, that has also really been getting the goat of the Pakistan army, as it were. And that has led to a lot of angst in Pakistani civil society, and particularly among the Pashtuns, that, despite the TTP, the army has been continuing to promote this good Taliban versus the bad Taliban narrative. And, Pakistan has been persisting in its ill-advised support, as it were, for the Afghan Taliban, despite the blowback from the TTP. And when they have conducted these security operations in the tribal areas, it is the Pashtun civilians who have really suffered in the end, and that is what has led to the Pashtun Tahaffuz movement phenomenon. And even now, this latest announcement that you mentioned about the announcement of the National Security Council about this launching of an all-out comprehensive operation, this has again led to heightened, apprehensions among the Pashtun civilians that they will bear the brunt of this, this coming all-out comprehensive operation. Now, I'm sure that, the excesses committed by the Pakistan army, during the course of these operations in the Pashtun areas, I'm sure that it is, the Pashtun rank and file within the army is certainly affected by these operations. It has not really come to the surface, but what has come to the surface is the rank and file of the army considers these operations by the Pakistan military in the tribal areas and against the TTP to be, operations that are anti-Islamic. And, soldiers who have fallen in the line of duty in these operations, they have been considered to be fighting, not against an infidel army, but against their own people. And this has become a great matter of concern to the Pakistan military. And these are
changed the Pashtun rank and file, their loyalty has not changed.
It has not yet changed, but if these operations are conducted over a long period of time, they have the potential of doing that as well, and this will add to the problems of the Pakistan army.
I want to refer to these Defy Pakistan Council that seems to have suddenly re-emerged in the work. Yeah. And there are a whole bunch of banned and other terror groups, including Jamaat-ud-Dawa. What is the, how do you see them suddenly coming back into the picture?
So a lot of Pakistani commentators have mentioned that it is very ironic that side by side with the National Security Committee, talking about intensifying their operations against the TTP, on the other side, you have the Defy Pakistan now suddenly resurfacing. As you rightly said, this was a motley collection of, jihadi groups, which had the Jamaat-ud-Dawa, the Jaish, the Harkatul Mujahideen, now known as the Ansarul Ummah, and all these people, who had, this was formed way back in 2011, 2012 against the American operations in Afghanistan. But after Pakistan was placed on the grey list of the FATF, these people had gone underground, and now they have sort of re-emerged. Now at this public appearance that they made last Saturday, admittedly the senior leaders of the JUD and the Jaish, for instance, were not visible. People like the leader, Haqqani was there, and Khalilur Rahman was there. But the point is that we should take notice of the re-emergence of this group, because if they, admittedly, as of now, their ire is directed against the PTI and Imran Khan, but they have talked about, Afghanistan being used by global forces which are engaged in a conspiracy against Pakistan, about Afghanistan being used as a staging post for operations against Pakistan, etc. So I think the re-emergence of these groups is something that we should take note of.
A related question. In all this chaos between the military and the politicians and the judiciary in the middle, and now this so-called campaign against the TTP, where do you see the the groups targeted at India, like the Jaish and the Lashkar and all that? What is happening to these groups? Are they on a low profile? They've been told to shut up and keep down? What is happening to that?
I think overall they have been told to keep a low profile, which is clearly why, say, Hafiz Saeed was not there present at this Defy Pakistan Council meeting. He is still officially, at least, behind bars and under some kind of restraint. So obviously there is a lot of international pressure on Pakistan still from various quarters, from the West, from countries like the UAE, etc., from the Islamic countries as well, the traditional friends of Pakistan. They are under pressure to keep these groups on a leash, which I think is what is happening overall. But on the ground, it is not as if they have been decommissioned altogether. The leaders of the Jaish are, from what I have been hearing, they are still active on the ground. They, as I have mentioned earlier, as part of these flood relief operations, I believe the Jamaat Dawa and the Jaish have been continuing to raise funds. It is all happening at a sort of a subterranean level, but these groups have certainly not been decommissioned, far from it. And the emergence of the Defy Pakistan Council lately shows that their leaders are still very much active on the ground, perhaps the second rung and the third rung, but they have not been put out of business altogether. And should at any point of time Pakistan decide, or the Pakistan Army or the ISI decide that there is a requirement to bring these people out of the woodwork, so to speak, that can happen pretty soon. That, I think, is the lesson that emerges from these latest developments.
Last question. General Asim Munir, Army Chief, very quiet. He hasn't said very much since he took over. What do you think his position today is? What is he trying to do?
So I think clearly the Pakistan military is a house divided, and I think with all this, with the sort of the judiciary also dragging its feet, I think he has his hands full. A new crop of, I think, he has now, the senior leadership of the military has all been chosen by General Bajwa. So he doesn't really have his own men in all the crucial positions. I think the next crop of retirements will take place in September. And possibly after that, you will see him, perhaps becoming a little more assertive. So I think September is going to be a kind of an important, that's the next, important sort of, moment that we need to watch out for. That's when the present Chief Justice also retires. And October is the time by when, the elections have to be held at the outside, because the term of the present National Assembly finishes in August. You have a new group of crop of lieutenant generals who will be taking over in the Pakistan Army. So I think that's when matters possibly will really come to a head. And it is quite possible that we will witness a lot of turbulence around that time. And as people have said, it's quite possible that, things may become worse in Pakistan before they get any better.
So interesting times ahead for Pakistan, with a lot of things coming to a head later this year. Ramanathan Kumar, pleasure talking to you as always.
Thank you very much, Surya. Great pleasure.
And for those of you who joined us on this conversation, do subscribe to our YouTube channel or follow us on Twitter and social media. Thank you and good night.